Hey Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena for the February 24th meeting between the Florida Everblades and the Worcester Railers, and welcome to First Responders Night here at Hertz Arena. But Jake, before we get into any of that, last night the Force was definitely with us. A 3-1 victory over the Railers on Star Wars night, and that is 2 straight wins against the North Division opposition.
Yeah, awesome win in front of an awesome sold-out crowd. Last night we're going to have another one of those here tonight at Hertz Arena, and yesterday was just great all around for the Blades. Special teams were strong, goaltending great again with David Tendek. You had a number of guys picking up their first goals of the season. Just a really strong all-around win for a team playing in front of their crowd and giving them exactly what they wanted.
Let's talk about those 2 goals. Evan Boucher and Cam Darcy both lighting the lamp for the first time this season in Everblades uniforms. Great to see those guys get the goals that they so desperately deserve. We literally saw Cam Darcy throw the monkey off his back in his celebration.
He's been waiting for that one. And Boucher, that was his first professional goal. And talked with him after the game. He was super thrilled about it. Took the picture, had the whole ceremony around it, right? And you could see his celebration. He was super excited for that goal as well. And it's great to have those guys contribute because now they're on the board and just taking that mental load off of yourself. You saw it with Darcy, as you said, throwing that proverbial monkey away from his back. Now you can just play a little bit looser. When you go a while, you haven't scored, you feel like you're not contributing, even if you're doing the little things right, you've still got that goose egg up on the board. Now those guys have got 1, and you can look for more.
We saw great goal scoring by those 2, really clutch goals coming in key scenarios. And like you mentioned earlier, David Tendek standing on his head again, his second 35-plus save game where he only allows 1 goal.
Yeah, a goal against average of 1 right now through 2 games with Florida. Obviously small sample size, but he's been excellent. His rebound control, his positioning, everything going well for David Tendek right now. And, I mean, his numbers weren't great coming here to Southwest Florida from his previous 2 stints earlier this season, but seems something's different here. And even talking with the coaches earlier this year, before he had his first start in practice, they were loving what they were seeing, his commitment, his work ethic, all the stuff they were seeing in practice coming through in the games in 2 big ways to help Florida get 2 big wins.
Something in the water here in Florida with their goaltending just makes magic happen.
Something in the swamp is getting the Blades goaltenders where they need to be.
Something in the swamp. The Blades now on a 2-game winning streak against the Worcester Railers. They look to make it a series sweep tomorrow night. This is the final game of the month of February for the Blades. They're not back in action until March 1st. Crazy to think that crazy March that we've talked so much, anticipated so much, and kind of built up to is right around the corner.
Yeah, and this is your last chance to put 2 more important points in the bank. Last night, Florida won and Orlando lost their game. So right now, Florida is 5 points ahead of the Solar Bears in that final playoff spot in the South Division, which that's the picture that we're going to be talking about all throughout that hectic March where the Blades are playing a hockey game pretty much every other night. Yeah. They're on the road a lot. Some key games against Orlando coming up. And this is your last game against a non-divisional opponent. A chance to plot a couple more points against a team that you've really been better than through 2 games, but you know that Worcester is going to be ready to come out for this 3rd one.
And you definitely know that Worcester is going to be really trying to snap this streak at 2 for Florida. They got that win against Orlando in their last game. Now they make it 2 straight losses against Florida. We talked about this last night, but now kind of that desperation level for Worcester after last night, or I should say after Wednesday night, is just doubled after the loss tonight.
Yeah, and they're in the same position as the Everblades. They're trying to hold on to the final playoff spot in their division. It's a little closer in their division than it is with the Blades, not by much. Worcester, they've got some games in hand on the teams chasing them down. But of course, 2 points anywhere could be the difference between you making the playoffs and missing. And getting swept in a single week obviously is not what Worcester wants right now. They're 1-4 on this road trip down to Florida. Hasn't gone the way they were hoping for at all. So you can expect their best effort tonight. And this is a team that works hard. It's a team that gets into dirty areas. They're not afraid to muck it up with the Blades, as we've seen through 2 games. So Florida, they've got to be ready to bring out their best game tonight if they want the win.
It is the final Everblades game of February. The Blades looking for the series sweep against Worcester. So Jake, I think we've got a great matchup teed up here. And I think it's about time we get into the Griffith Group of Downing Fry Realty 3 keys to the game.
Well, first off, just like last night, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a sellout crowd tonight for First Responders Night. Last night's crowd was amazing. You could feel the energy building, especially in that second period before Florida got that power play goal in the final minute, the game winner from Darcy. It was just an electrifying atmosphere, and it helped the guys on the ice. You got to use that again. Power play with 2 goals in back-to-back games, I should say. You want to keep that rolling against the Railers tonight. Take advantage of your opportunities like you did for the game winner last night. And then finally, you've got to make sure you control your neutral zone the same way Florida did last night. They were great at it, got a lot better as the game went along, and they started off pretty good. So if you can keep that going and you lock down the middle of the ice, then you can keep the puck pushed towards their end and go for opportunities to get another win.
the Blades and the Railers tonight here at Hertz Arena. Puck drop at 7 o'clock on First Responders Night. We'll see you there.